Hi, so my name is Ammar, and our project was based off on AI agents, and our product that we have created is called Flomny. Flomny is a product that allows work to create workflows out of integrations. Now, what are integrations? Integrations can be any sort of service like Slack or Discord or any popular service like maybe even WhatsApp, something that we use on in a daily life. And like we're sending messages, we're basically looking at people's statuses, their posts. It can be even Facebook, and there are so many services, any of them which can be accessed using APIs or any sort of an SDK. Then those are called our integrations. Moving on, there can be a lot of public integrations. However, Flomny basically provides you with the ability to make workflows that can connect your applications and automate repetitive tasks effortlessly. The output that it produces is the form of the workflow that it produces is basically a Python script, which can be used at a later stage to execute that workflow. So moving on, let's go to Flomny itself. Here you can log in, sorry, sign up to log in. Just go here. I already have an account, so I'm just going to use it. So here are a bunch of workflows that I've already created, and there are projects as well. So if you have ever used ChatGPT, ChatGPT's newest feature was to allow using projects. So projects are basically an entity where you can keep all of the relevant workflows within them. So the projects can be either public and the workflows can be either public as well. So moving on, let's go to integrations first. So this is the first entity that needs to be created. We have Slack, we have social media, we have Discord, we have a ticketing system. Uh, let's see social media. Social media is basically one server that we created, which is a REST API server for creating posts, comments, something like that. This is hosted on the internet with a public IP. We did not really buy any domains for this, but here it is. So since these are public, these can be used by other users as well. So moving on, this just means that now I have the ability to use all of the functionality that this particular server provides. Same goes for Discord, like creating of channels, messaging in channels, something like that. And obviously the same goes for Slack as well. We can keep on increasing the number of integrations we want, but for this tutorial, we're just using these four. Moving on, you can go to creating a new integration. I can just add one right now. So we do have multiple servers that we have created. There is a point of sale server, there is hotel management, we have an ERP system as well. So this is an open API spec file. Let me just show you this once. So let's create hotel management, hotel change. This is a common hotel feedback server. It's probably running on port 9000 and going into hotel management. I'm just going to upload an open API specification. For this, we have basically allowed uh, .yaml files. Well, what is an open API spec? Open API spec is basically a standard that is followed throughout the world for creating REST APIs and documenting them basically. So once they are documented, you know all the fields for all of the endpoints, right? Whether they are post endpoint, get endpoint, anything that is related to HTTP is basically defined here for that server. All of the entities, whatever their endpoints are, like authorization endpoint, authentication endpoint, everything is mentioned here. Given that file, we are able to extract out all of the endpoints and all of the functionality that this portal management server provides. Once we create it, uh, this appears here, and now we basically have a chunker that is able to process that file. Uh, we have a vector store, which is basically getting all of the chunked data here. We had 29 records, now we have 40. This means that the chunking process was done and it has uploaded the rest of the 11 endpoints that were there in the hotel management system. Uh, Chunker is basically just using the Open API spec and then it is dividing all of the functionality and putting them in our vector store so that the LLM that we are using in future is able to reference back to it and it is able to get all of the data. So once we have the integration ready, we are able to create a workflow. Also, we have a bunch of integrations like social media, Discord, ticketing system, hotel management. I'm just going to use social media server and Discord. Let me continue here and connect to my WebSocket. So when I chat with the system, this multi-agentic system, I'm going to see a workflow diagram as well. I have a query ready, like list all users from my social media and send it to my Discord channel. This should be able to send me all of the records of the users that exist in my social media server and then send me the Discord, the list in the Discord channel. So it's thinking it. It went into the validation stage, whether this prompt is valid, and it is actually referring to the social media server and Discord. Then it goes into task breakdown, a refinement agent, and the manager agent. Refinement is basically improving the prompt itself. The task breakdown is able to understand and segregate the task into multiple steps. The manager agent then gets the task breakdown and then it creates multiple integration agents. These integration agents are basically referring to the Pinecone database. So the vector store that I mentioned before, it is taking out the data from here. Discord is basically available on the internet. Its documentation is available on the internet. So it's just doing a web search for it. Once it does it, it should move on. We're seeing a bunch of logs here for our own reference that what is it going through. Also, we just uh, hit our quota. Once it has done the web search and created all the individual pieces of code, it's now is going to basically merge them together. Once the merge completes, we get all of the task breakdown list. What it did, like retrieve the list of all users from the social media service, and this is a custom integration. The specific API endpoint or method to retrieve the user list is not defined. Use the social media server integration to request the user list. So it went into the Pinecone and got all of the data from there. It formatted the user list from social media into a suitable message format that is compatible with Discord. So it basically did that, and then it sent that using the create message endpoint in the Discord API that it got from Discord's SDK, I guess. So moving on, we have the generated code here. We have get all users function. We have our maybe there should be a send function somewhere. The main function, get all users, format the user list, and then it is basically sending the message as well. That's it. This code can now be saved as well. I can select to place it into any project. So I can either place it in general integrations. Let's just put it into general integrations. And then just I'll keep this one private because we have a lot of public integration workflows as well. So my social media to is called message. Good. Save this workflow, and now we have it here. As I view it, I am able to see its description when it was created. It was created at May 17 at 2:30 at night. It is a private workflow, and it is its title. The code is already here. We can use this code and basically execute it inside of our code base. We just need to use this and create a Python project and just execute it. That's it. So this is our project. It is able to use multiple data sources, create workflows out of them. It is not bounded by anything. It might not perform well in certain types of protocols that are not available commonly, but for HTTP protocol, which is widely used throughout the web, it is one of the best ways to create workflows. Thank you. This is our project Flomny, and I hope you liked it.